Fire up. Let's go. We're at the 2024 Monaco Yacht Show and we're going to go yacht spotting. We're inside the show right now. We have Kismet, the star of the show, right behind us, but there are also lots of yachts out there. If they can't squeeze in here, we'll go out there and anchor so people can still see them during the show. And we have the perfect boat for the job, a 2024 Brabus Shadow 1200 with 1200 horsepower. It's the most powerful, most expensive Brabus you can buy. Let's go and see what it's like and find some yachts while we're doing it. I'm Jack Haines, welcome to YachtBuyer. As we head out, if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon, and you'll be notified every time we upload a new video. And the first thing we find just off Port Hercule is this Mangusta 165 N1. She's just shy of 50 meters, but get this, with 10,400 horsepower split across 4 engines, 2 water jets, she'll do 35 knots and she'll cruise at 30 knots for 650 nautical miles. Pretty mind-blowing numbers, and what a great looking thing as well. Right, I've just spotted Force Blue over there. Let's head over to that. Next up we have Force Blue. She's a commercially registered all-steel expedition vessel originally built in 2002 by Royal Denship, refitted in 2022, and she is a real explorer. She's got 8,000 nautical mile range, but she's comfortable as well with a suite of very, very nice cabins. She's even got a mud bath. If you want to go serious cruising, then this is the type of yacht for you. It's on the market at the moment actually for about 25 million euros. Very cool ship. Right, there's not much left just outside Monaco that we'd want to see really, so we're going to head down to Beaulieu where a lot of other yachts are hiding. Let's go and see what's down there. This is Stella Maris, and aside from the fact that she's a really cool, purposeful looking yacht, and she's got a helicopter in the back, and you can see her custom tenders through those side loading garages, rumour has it they also have a Brabus Shadow 1200 on order to work as a chase boat, which I guess is exactly what this sort of boat is designed to do. Yeah. Cool looking yacht. Right, let's see what else is in here. Well, here's a yacht that doesn't need much of an introduction. It's of course the 90-metre Corsair NERO. She was built in 2007, fully refitted in 2021, and just one of the most iconic yachts you're going to see cruising around these parts with her yellow funnel, the look of a sort of 1930s cruiser. She's a beautiful thing, but my favourite touch is her matching tender that sits on deck on the port side. What a cool boat. Right then, let's see what else we can find before we head back to Monaco. This is the 37.5 metre Damen No Destination. She was originally built in 2009 as a naval support vessel. She's been converted since into what is a very capable explorer yacht. She's got a vast range, very comfortable living spaces on board, but the big thing is her toy deck. You see the A-frame back there. She's got a landing craft, ribs, jet skis, a boat that you can have a lot of fun on and also travel serious places on. She's kind of on the market too. Our final stop here in Beaulieu-sur-Mer, and this is Polestar. She's in fact at 70 metres the largest yacht that Rossinavi has ever built. She was delivered in 2021, and she's got 3 engines for a top speed of 17 knots and a cruising range of 6,000 nautical miles, so she can be chartered here and over in the Caribbean. She's got a cinema, a sauna, a pool on board, and a pretty cool array of water toys, including a couple of tenders that you can see lashed onto the side at the moment. Very nice. Right, let's get back to Monaco. When I said we had the perfect boat for the job, I really meant it. We're going down swell now. We were coming into this on the way over to Beaulieu-sur-Mer, and yeah, there's some deep rollers, but it's the sort of weather this hull loves. It is of course the same hull as the Axopar 45, just with a little bit more power hanging out the back. But what's really nice is the instant throttle response. Yes, the power is impressive. You probably get up to around 55 knots with the cross cabin version, but it's that instant response. When you get into a trough, you can just bury the throttle and they fire you out of it so cleanly and so quickly. And when you're slowing down as well, that's important. If you want to just take the edge off as you're coming down a wave, you can just pull back. And the position is great because you can stand and lean and wedge yourself in. You can sit, of course, as well. You've got the Brabus footplate as well for a bit of support down there. But this standing position and a bit of a swell with the view through this wraparound windscreen is absolutely spot on. And we've got both doors open at the moment to give us some good light and a bit of fresh air, but obviously if you close everything up, you're not going to hear the water as much, you're not going to hear the engines as much. But the nice thing about this arrangement is you can open it up. You've got twin sunroofs, canvas sunroofs, so you can open the boat up a lot. It feels nearly as exposed as the Suntop. We've got a Suntop version over there. You can see that arrangement. But you think in hot climates, actually, this works really well. But we are now picking up a little bit of that swell coming down it. And the engines, that little roar as you feed it some power. It feels so good. But of course, you're not going to be blaring along at 55 knots most of the time. You're going to be doing what we're doing now, which is 30 knots. And we're doing 4.5 to 5 litres per nautical mile. But 30 knots, down a bit of swell, this is what this boat really relishes. It feels absolutely fantastic. For the active trim, managing the engines as well, I don't even have to worry about that at all. All I have to worry about is feeding in the power and making sure we don't land with too much of a crash or get water on the windscreen like I just did. See what the handling's like then. So you've got 3 outboards, but so you've got fly-by-wire steering, so it doesn't feel like you're heaving around 3 outboards when you do this sort of stuff. And the agility is remarkable, really. You know, this is the biggest boat that Axopar builds, but it still has the fun factor. You just have that extra hull length, so it doesn't get caught in the troughs as much. But if you want to throw it about and enjoy the handling, it still has the tenacity. Yeah, this is what this boat is really good at. It's that afternoon swell that kicks up if you're in the Med and you're trying to get back to base and you just want to get back. This thing just eats it up. And you know, you talk about functionality as a chase boat. We're going around looking at super yachts, you know, shadows in the name, shadow boat by nature. I mean, it's just an effortless way to try and move your guests around, even in tougher conditions. That's the benefit. If you had one of these, you could comfortably transfer guests around in all weather, really. But we are in the sort of conditions that it just absolutely loves. Quite a deep rolling swell where you can predict your landings. Yeah, it's mega. It's a lot of money, but it's mega. And just to put it in some sort of context, we have a review of the Lamborghini yacht, the Technomar 63 on the channel. I'll put a link to that in the description. That boat will do 63 knots, but it's fire and brimstone getting that thing to perform. It's a real event, you know, it's an awesome thing to drive, but you really have to think about it. This, in calm conditions, you'll be doing over 50 knots, pretty close to that boat's top speed, and you don't even have to think about it. Floor the throttle, one throttle if you're in single lever, and it'll just take you there. Yeah, it's an amazing platform. The other cool thing about this spec is I've got my screens in front of me, and the passengers got their screens over there, in front of the navigator, but there's also repeaters in the ceiling here, so even the people sitting in the back in the dinette can see what speed you're doing and other measurements from the comfort of the dinette back there. I suppose we better talk about some of the stars inside the show as well, and here are the 2 big hitters. We've Renaissance over on this side, 112 metres in terms of volume, the biggest new yacht in the show, also the biggest super yacht ever built in Spain. And then behind me, well, it could only be Kismet, couldn't it? With that amazing bowsprit with the Jaguar leaping underneath. She's even got a tender garage popped open as well, so we can see our custom tender tucked in there. She's 122 metres. Both of these charter for around €3 million a week. Not bad. Well, now I've wiped the grin off my face and my heart rate's come down a bit, we can talk a bit more about the slow speed manoeuvring, and well, no better place really, because we are now amongst all the tenders filtering around, shuttling people from different sides of the show, from yacht to yacht. It's carnage really, but luckily it's a pretty easy boat to control at slow speed, because obviously you've got your twin throttles, and I have the multi-function steering wheel, so the bow thruster, which isn't on, the bow thruster, if you hit the right button, it's controlled through here. You've got some other controls around here for audio on this side as well, trim too, but then it's got skyhook, so as soon as you touch the joystick it's in action, and that is then combining all 3 engines. Doesn't use the bow thruster, just the engines, vectors them, so that whatever you do with the stick, whether you twist the top to twist, or push to go forward and pull to go astern, you have really good fine control, which, let me tell you, is important when you've got tenders pointing at you from every single direction. The other thing you've got is skyhook as well. So if I just want to hold the boat still without having to worry about it moving, I can hit skyhook, and then the engines and the GPS will just hold it where I left it. So you can idle, waiting for a fuel key, waiting for a bridge, waiting for guests, for example, and not have to worry about actually handling your boat yourself. But what's amazing is we know how powerful these are. They're absolutely brutal out in the water, but then they're so gentle at this speed. You know, when you put them in and out of gear using the joystick, there's not this horrible thunk and clunk. And even when you turn, it's so much smoother than it used to be with the early outboard joysticks. And it's just the way you would drive this boat at slow speed. Even if you're used to using throttles and the bow thrust to manoeuvre the boat, because there's 3 of them, it just makes sense to use this because it combines them all so effortlessly. And yeah, you can drive and turn as well. So you don't have to worry about stopping to turn. It's all very slick, all very smooth, and in an environment like this, which is pretty hectic, there's no stress at all, really. The other thing I'll mention is this is actually the boat that was at the Düsseldorf boat show, and we filmed a full tour at Düsseldorf. So if you want to see the interior, all the features when it comes to on deck and down below, I'll put a link to that video in the description below. This video was about what it's like to drive, and of course, a little bit of yacht spotting. Thank you very much for watching that sea trial and some yacht spotting aboard the Brabus Shadow 1200. Remember, if you want to see the full tour, we did it at Düsseldorf. I'll put that video up there for you. And if you'd like to see a tour of the boat that this is based on, the Axopal 45, I'll put that down there as well. And if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, we'd really appreciate it. You can do that by clicking up here. Thanks again for watching. I'm Jack Haines. This is YachtBuyer.